killed the shooter?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I knew there was some controversy.
Well, they think there might have been a second shooter as well.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. The whole thing's insane because they've managed to cover it up. I mean, it would have been Lee Harvey Oswald 2.0.
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Kyle Kulinski slamming Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has finally come clean about his support for Trump. Let's watch.
Did an interview here with the Ultimate Human. I guess this is a Daily Caller affiliated podcast. And he basically gets asked here about his support for Trump, about why he decided to interview Trump, knowing it would help him and all that stuff. And he sort of tells all about what led him to effectively be a little Trump sycophant. So let's watch this and we'll break it down as we go.
There was a bunch of things that happened. First of all, there was the Lawfare. There was these lawsuits that they were trying to pin on him. They were trying to convict him and turn him into a felon, and they were doing it so blatantly and obviously. The case with the bookkeeping error, or the bookkeeping, whatever it was, the misdemeanor that they had charged him with 34 felonies for, which isn't even a felony. It's a misdemeanor.
And it's also campaign contribution.
Exactly. It's also past the statute of limitations. None of it made any sense.
I love this because here he's saying the fact that Trump is a criminal and was under 91 different criminal investigations, 91 crimes is what he committed, right? Rogan viewed that as an indictment of the justice system, as an indictment of the legal community, as an indictment of, the DAs who are prosecuting him and going after him. And all I have to say in response to that is, you and I both know, Rogan didn't do any fucking reading on those cases at all. He has no idea the first fucking thing about it. I went deep. I read the entire fucking indictment, the Jack Smith indictment. When that came out, we literally read through the whole thing. We debated Michael Tracy about that. I read the entire indictment, the Letitia James one, talking about the various cases of fraud in regards to his business in New York. He lied about everything, lied about the size of his fucking apartment, lied about how much he sold that shit for, did tax fraud and insurance fraud and business fraud and bank fraud. I mean, this is a guy his university was fake, his charity was fake, like all that shit. And Rogan, who's clearly done no reading on fucking any of it and doesn't know the first thing about any of it, here he is and he goes, the fact that this guy was charged with 91 crimes leads me to like him more. This is what we like to call online brainworms, online anti-establishment brainworms. In other words, the fact that CNN is talking about all these crimes that Trump committed means, fuck CNN, I hate CNN, therefore I'm on the side of the guy who committed the crimes.
And with all the controversy that Donald Trump is going through right now, specifically with the Epstein files, to where he's getting accused by everyone that he's wanting to cover it up, what does Joe Rogan do? I think that this is funny. Like, this is very recent. Joe Rogan decides to double down and say why he's supporting Donald Trump. I think it's funny how the Mr. Conspiracy himself, who likes to go all in on every single thing, that now, even though it is the biggest conspiracy that everyone is looking into, the biggest story that everyone has been talking about for the past few years, now he wants to turn a blind eye and not talk about it one bit.
The idea that this was all lawfare is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. We watched him with our own two eyes do January 6th. We watched him try to do the fake elector slate, which was an attempt to just steal the election from Joe Biden after he knew he lost, and he said behind the scenes he knew he lost, but he tried to steal that election. He had his own crowd violently storm the Capitol. He was still calling U.S. congresspeople and senators after that saying, throw out the results of the election. Don't accept Biden as the president. This is what this guy did, and you have the nerve to sit there and pretend like it's all fucking lawfare? His brain is cooked, bro. His brain is cooked. When you're surrounded by right-wing idiots all day long, and all you know is the anti-establishment fucking narrative, which isn't even based in reality, you don't read the first thing about the actual cases, this is what that looks like. So now just the fact that he was charged with 91 crimes, he goes, well, that makes me support him more. Could you imagine if it's a Democrat who's charged with 91 crimes? Would Joe Rogan immediately be like, I'm with that Democrat? Are you kidding? No, he'd be like, look at how corrupt that person is. Look at how insane that person is. Look at how beyond the pale that person is. But when it's Trump charged with 91 crimes, suddenly it's, that's just evidence of how pure he is and how much of a fighter against the system he is. And clearly it's lawfare and it's not legitimate. Well, I actually read the cases unlike you, and so I happen to know that this shit is real as a motherfucking heart attack, bro. He was charged with 91 crimes, because I'll be damned, that motherfucker committed 91 crimes. In fact, he probably committed way more than that and got away with most of them.
He's a convicted felon. Like, hey, they can do that to you. Do you understand that?
I haven't committed 91 crimes. I haven't done that. He did. That's the difference. This is the dumbest, first they came for it. Like, are you kidding me? This is not what that poem is for. The poem is for, what the ICE Gestapo thugs are doing to immigrants in this country. It's not for, first they came for the billionaire pedophile elites and I said nothing. Like, what are you doing, Joe? God, what an embarrassment.
If they can do that to a former president, a former fucking president who's rich as shit, they can do that to him. They can do that to you too. You can't cheer this on. This is insane. And then when they try to kill him, all those things.
Who's they? They tried to kill him. Oh, they, you mean the fucking Republican Groyper guy? That guy? They say they, like it's this big conspiracy and it's the deep state and it's... No. This was a right-wing incel loner asshole. A Groyper right-wing freak. We know that.
And at this point, you have Joe Rogan. It's just such a toxic relationship. Whenever he said he wanted to vote for RFK Jr., you had Donald Trump do nothing but bully him on Truth Social. So, I mean, it really is. He has Stockholm syndrome at this point. He's doing nothing but repeating why he was voting for him. He's saying this over and over, even right now, with everything showing that this guy is running an authoritarian, it's so obvious, and he's going to do nothing but continue to just hypnotize himself into, he's doing the good thing right now.
We know that. They tried to kill him. You're making it seem like it's the deep state or some fucking conspiracy. No, it was a right-winger. It was a Republican, a registered fucking Republican.
This is insane. And then when they try to kill him, all those things.
Twice.
I was like, yeah, but the big one, the Pennsylvania one, was like, holy shit. And then the fact that they cremated that kid 10 days later, and then you find out he used to be in a BlackRock commercial, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And then his apartment's professionally scrubbed. There's no silverware in it, and you don't hear a peep out of it. There's no press conference. There's no like, this is what we know about the case. This is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and by the way, that is fishy, but it's fishy not in the way that Joe Rogan thinks. Trump nearly got assassinated by some weird incel loser freak, and Trump never mentions that guy. Never heard him say his name. Never heard, he said, oh, I'm satisfied with the results of the investigation, and he moves on. This motherfucker still bitches about Rosie O'Donnell, but he's got nothing to say about the dude that nearly killed him? Something is fishy there, Joe Rogan. Something is fishy there, but perhaps it's not in the way that you think it's fishy. It's not. It's got nothing to do with the Democrats. It's got to do with, are we not getting the full story here either?
It seemed to just sort of go away.
Yeah.
Like all the media pointed at the Secret Service for a while, and they were like, first of all, how did he get how did he get in the line of sight? He was 130 yards away with a high-powered rifle. The place is crawling with police and Secret Service. And, I don't even know if that sniper that got him, did he act independently? Did he just do his job, or was he told to actually fire? Because I heard that the
guy who killed the
sniper
shooter?
that killed the shooter?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I knew there was some controversy.
Well, they think there might have been a second shooter as well.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. The whole thing's insane because they've managed to cover it up. I mean, it would have been Lee Harvey Oswald 2.0 if Trump had died that day.
Have you noticed we're 2 minutes and 8 seconds into like, why'd you interview Trump? Why do you support Trump? Not a single policy has been mentioned. Not a single one. So now, homie's awfully quiet now that Trump just kicked 17 million people off their Medicaid, ripped healthcare away from poor people, disabled people. He's awfully quiet now that 3 million people lost their SNAP.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's going to continue to just do nothing but lie. I mean, he's going to say everything that he has to say to continue to stand beside Dana White, who is a very, very strong Trump supporter. He's going to do everything that he can to stay with Don Jr. I mean, he was out there in Mar-a-Lago with all these people. He's going to say whatever he has to say. Right, now this is his group. He's chosen his friends. He can't go back on what he's done. And, it's sort of just written in the sand. He's saying there's a second shooter. What are we talking about? Like this kid, the guy that they're talking about, he was looking up the different locations. He was saying, who am I closer to, Joe Biden or Donald Trump? You can look that up. He was the shooter for Donald Trump was looking up who is closer. The entire country is upset with both of these presidential candidates. And for Joe Rogan, for people like Alex Jones, for any of these guys who have gone completely now into this, they're supporting this guy who's supposedly against the deep state, against the establishment, but couldn't be more of an establishment person. Like Donald Trump doesn't care about anybody whatsoever. So don't try to sell the American people on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.